We're halfway through the 2016 Texas high school football season. Let's get to some big games all across the Lone Star State. A noble spirit embiggens the smallest man. We're fixing to pick 'em. Welcome into Fixin' to Pick'em in partnership with the NFHS Networks, your guide to the Texas high school football weekend. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you for tuning in. We're at week 6. It's the midpoint of the 2016 Texas high school football season. We are celebrating with some giant district clashes. We start in Southlake. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Dragon Stadium in Southlake. It's the Euless Trinity Trojans visiting the Southlake Carroll Dragons in District 5-6A play. What are the keys to this matchup? Well, number one, the trenches. Isn't that always the top key when it comes to Euless Trinity? We know what the Trojans want to do. They want to line it up with their big offensive line and run it at Carroll. And on the other side, they want to have that big front seven dominate. Now, Southlake Carroll, they're a smaller team, and they don't even need to win in the trenches. They just need to hold their own. Can they do that, or will Trinity come out and dominate up front? Key number 2, Robert Barnes. The playmaker for Southlake Carroll got moved from the defensive side over to the offensive side, and he is the top home run threat on either side in this game. If there's anybody who's going to break off a huge game-changing play, it's going to be Robert Barnes. Can he do that, or can the Trinity defense keep him in check? And key number 3, the fourth quarter. Look, this is Southlake Carroll against Euless Trinity. These two teams know each other. We can talk about matchups. We can talk about offensive lines and defensive lines. We can talk about Carroll quarterback Mason Holmes. We can talk about Trinity running back Courage Kine. We can talk about all those things. But we know what's going to happen. This game's going to be close. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter. It's going to come down to who can make 1 or 2 plays in the final frame. Simply put, who makes those plays? Who am I picking? I like Trinity in this one. Even on the road, I think that this is the more physical team. This is a vintage Trinity team. They've got that big offensive line, menacing front seven, and they've been able to throw the ball a little bit. They don't have to throw the ball a lot, just be able to complete a couple of passes to keep the defenses on their toes. I think Carroll's got a shot to win this game if they can hit a couple of big plays with Mason Holmes or Robert Barnes, but for now, I like Trinity to come away with a key win. Meanwhile, 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Lions Stadium in Franklin. It's the Cameron Yeomen taking on the Franklin Lions in District 10-3A play. What are the keys to this matchup? Well, number 1, Franklin's stable. So last year, Franklin's offense on the ground was really reliant on their quarterback, Will Phillips. He's off to Rice, and so we were wondering, how are they going to replace a superstar like that? Well, I'll be honest, they haven't replaced a superstar like that. Instead, they've got this whole stable of guys who run the ball for them. In fact, there are so many I had to write them all down. Datron Dixon, Bobby Graham, Thomas Box, Clayton Rosbrom, Avery Archibald, Jared Pedraza. This is an outrageous stable of runners for Franklin. What does Yo do to counteract that depth? Key number 2. Yo's second dimension. So last year, the Cameron Yo offense was largely reliant on running back Trayon Smith. He's gone now, and instead they've turned to their quarterback Zach Andrus and their wide receiver Sakori Smith, and they've been great. That's one of the best pass catch duos in Central Texas. But here's the problem. That's basically their one dimension on offense. Where's the running game? Where's that second threat on offense? Can a secondary threat for the Yo attack develop? And key number 3, home field advantage. So think of the biggest home field advantages in Texas high school football. Does Lions Stadium in Franklin really jump to mind? Well, maybe it should. The last time Franklin lost at home was September 14th, 2012, more than 4 years ago. That's the day that the iPhone 5 was released. So they've won 20 straight at home. Can Yo crack the code on how to beat the Lions at Lions Stadium? Who am I picking? I like Franklin in this one. Not only are they at home where they've been remarkable over the past half decade, but beyond that, I just think that the depth that they have of skill position players, the running backs that they can throw at this Cameron Yo defense can really wear them down. It's going to be up to Zach Andrus and Sakori Smith at Cameron Yo to come up with 1 or 2 big plays to counteract that, but for now, I like Franklin to come away with a big win. Battle of 5-0 teams in the big country as Senora takes on Ira. And remember, this is a 3A Senora taking on a 2A Ira. And even though this is a fantastic 2A team, and I think Ira has a great shot at the 2A Division II state title, I think that Sonora's depth and that difference in enrollment is going to be the key. I like the Broncos and quarterback Caden Cordell. Another battle of unbeatens, this one out east as Carthage takes on Henderson in district play. Love this Henderson team. Love their speed on the outside, but I think that the grinding running game and the physical attack of Keontae Ingram and company leads Carthage to a win. And a great game in the Alamo City in District 26 6A as San Antonio Churchill takes on San Antonio Reagan. This Reagan team's defense has been very impressive. Same for Churchill. I think this is a low-scoring affair, but I think that Reagan comes away with a very close win. But those are far from the only big games in Week 6 of the Texas high school football season. Let's get to the lightning round. I think Pearland ends A-Leaf Taylor's unbeaten run. Same thing for ARP taking down Elysian Fields. And I'm buying in on Tatum. I think they beat Atlanta. In the Coastal Bend, I like Corpus Christi Ray to stay unbeaten with a win over Alice. Give me Denton Geyer to take down Plano East. And El Paso Chapin takes down El Paso High. High-flying Frisco Lone Star takes down ground-based Frisco High. Give me Jasper to beat Hardin Jefferson. And another battle of unbeatens, I like Lubbock Coronado to take down Andrews. Out west, I like Midland to beat Wolfforth Friendship. Give me Midland Greenwood to beat Seminole, and I think Post beats Farwell. In six-man action, I like Richland Springs to take down Sterling City. Let's go with San Benito over Weslaco East, and Temple beats A&M Consolidated. I like unbeatens to stay unbeaten as the Woodlands beats Lufkin and West Orange Stark beats Kennedale. In two tough games to call, I like Bernie to beat Wimberley and Wink just barely over Forsan. That's going to do it for Fixing to Pick 'em in partnership with the NFHS Networks. What am I wrong about? Which games did I miss? Leave comments down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/DaveCampbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/DaveCampbells. And of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy Week 6 of the Texas high school football season. We'll see you.